To get started, we're going to review the ad for the Gerber Grow-Up Plan that I teased in the intro. And as we get rolling here, know that I'm not sponsored by Gerber, and after this episode, they'll probably never sponsor me.
Gerber Life is accepting applications for their affordable grow-up plan. It's easy to help your child get off to a good financial start for just pennies a day. Free information will be sent to parents and grandparents who call now.
That pennies a day tagline is something that sticks with me from my childhood when I would be watching daytime TV.
Or you can apply right now over the phone if you'd like. The Grow-Up Plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now, then doubles automatically to $20,000 later.
I'm going to stop and point out here that when they're talking about whole life insurance protection, they're talking about the death benefit associated with the policy. And they do clearly call out right here that they are selling life insurance. And that death benefit doubles at a particular age. Depending on the ad you see, they'll advertise 18 or 21. And I think that's dependent on when the ad was aired. It's changed over time.
Later on, your child can buy more, up to $100,000 in total protection, regardless of their health or job.
Remember this, because this is one of the biggest reasons people like to buy whole life insurance policies for their children. And I'm going to expand on that in the main topic.
The Grow-Up Plan also builds cash value over time that you can borrow from later. Help give your child a head start for just pennies a day.
And the last thing I want to say about the ad is it's relatively transparent, saying that the cash value is something that you access by borrowing against the policy. So while I was doing research for this episode, I came across the Gerber Grow-Up Plan again and decided I'd pop over to their website to see what all that it talked about when it came to the whole life insurance that they sell. They talk about the coverage doubling. They talk about the cash value that builds over time. They talk about the guaranteed coverage for life. That's the ability to buy more life insurance later, up to that $100,000 limit, according to the ad. I'm going to jump down the page now to the frequently asked questions. The first question on here is basically, what is the Gerber Life Grow-Up Plan? It is, in essence, a standalone whole life insurance policy for children that has a death benefit that can range from $5,000 to $50,000. Now, given my past episode on life insurance, I'm really interested in the next question. Why buy life insurance for children? Well, according to the Gerber website, your child needs you to provide food, shelter, and unconditional love. But in terms of important wants for your child, giving them the gift of whole life insurance while they are young is right up there for many parents. Why? With the Grow-Up Plan, parents get the peace of mind of knowing that their child can always have whole life insurance with cash value that builds the longer that they have it. And as long as their premiums are paid, their coverage can never be taken away from them. I appreciate that Gerber highlights for us that the Grow-Up Plan is strictly a want, but why would parents want whole life insurance for their children or cash value? Before we move on from the Gerber website, one of the questions they answer is, what is cash value? Well, according to Gerber, each time you make a monthly premium payment for your child's Grow-Up Plan, Gerber Life sets aside a small amount of money. Over time, this becomes the cash value of your policy. This money is available to you to borrow against if you ever have the need for ready cash. Check out this fine print. At the very bottom of the question, it says that policy loan interest rates are 8%. Loans may impact cash value or death benefit. Now, keep in mind they're setting aside a small portion of premiums and, well, according to the website, premiums start at $3.70 a month. So only a small portion of that gets applied to the cash value. Now, before I ask you for your thoughts and before we move into the part of the Grow-Up Plan that led to a lawsuit, let's hear what Dave Ramsey has to say about the Gerber Grow-Up Plan.
What are your thoughts on a Gerber baby life insurance plan for our new baby? It'd be $22 a month for $35,000, and that doubles when he turns 18. Is this a good investment? Okay, let's just say out loud that you are discussing buying a financial investment from a baby food company.
Let's also highlight that the person asking the question refers to it as an investment.
Let's just say out loud that you just said that. Does that not make you giggle just a little bit? How stupid that is? I mean, really? You're going to buy an investment from a baby food company. It's stupid. Really, really stupid. Like, don't do it. Now, let's go back. Remember the Gerber whole life insurance rip-off baby plan from the baby food company. Says if you put $22 a month in, you get $35,000 in life insurance, and it doubles when he turns 18. They didn't say that you could cash it in for $70,000. They said you'd have $70,000 worth of life insurance. which, let me help you with this, that means you're going to have about a $10,000 or a $12,000 cash value, roughly. I'll be off a little bit, but I won't be off much. However, if instead of getting ripped off, you were to put the $22 in a decent growth stock mutual fund for the same period of time, you would have not $10,000 or $12,000, not $70,000 worth of life insurance, but $125,000 on average with average mutual fund growth rates.
Well, I don't think Dave left us any room to misinterpret his opinion of the Gerber Grow-Up Plan. And at this point, I want to make one thing very clear on my opinion. Life insurance exists primarily to replace income. If someone passes away and they have people who depended on their income, life insurance acts as a lump sum that can go to those dependents. They can live off of that lump sum payout, either directly for a duration of time, or they can go in and invest that money to help make it last longer. But a baby does not generate an income normally unless they're a Gerber model. So a baby doesn't need whole life insurance. You might want whole life insurance for your baby, though, if you wanted coverage to pay for a funeral. If you have a healthy emergency fund, though, that probably isn't a need. And then they talk about the cash value. Well, why would you need to be putting cash value away for your child? Well, that brings us to the Gerber Life College Savings Plan advertisement from 2012 here. Let's dig in.
Okay, so has anybody actually started saving for college yet?
Oh, not me. No, you got time.
Oh, no, we actually started.
You have?
Really? Sure. We figure you start saving a little now, or you'll borrow a lot later on.
Yeah, but how did you even know where to start?
Oh, I found out about the Gerber Life College Plan.
Call now for free information on the Gerber Life College Plan. It's easy.
It's pretty much worry-free.
Well, how could it be worry-free? What if something happens with the stock market?
No matter what happens, we get guaranteed safe growth.
And that's typically the sales pitch for whole life policies, right? That they guarantee that you're going to be growing the cash value associated with the policy. It cannot go negative. That doesn't mean that you're getting an actual good rate of return. You're just guaranteed that it won't go negative.
So when she's ready for college, the money will be there. And it doesn't take a lot of money to get started.
For as little as $10 a week, you can start saving for college and get guaranteed growth. Just call now.
Now, I know that they say they're investing, but some of that $10 goes to the premium for the whole life insurance, as we're about ready to find out.
Oh, it's a life insurance policy, too.
Oh, that's different.
And if she decides not to go to college, there's no penalty, so she can use the money for anything.
We've got to get started.
Yes, we do, because you're going to college.
Okay, a couple things. First, I love that one mom saying, well, that's different because this sort of is. Second, they said that the money isn't specifically earmarked for college and that the child can spend it on whatever they want when they get access to the cash value, which means it probably doesn't have any tax benefits that other college savings plans would have, like a 529 or a Coverdell Educational Savings Account, ESA for short. To highlight that fact, let's look at one more video produced by Gerber.
What can you use the money from the Gerber Life College Plan for? Books, housing, tuition?
Well, turns out you can use it for anything. It doesn't even have to be for college. So let's say my daughter turns out to be an entrepreneur and she has a great idea for a business and she decides to do that instead of going to college. Well, we can actually use the money from the college fund to help her build her business and we don't have to pay any penalties on it. We're doing some research. With this plan, if you decide to use the payout for something other than college, you don't have to pay a penalty fee. And I like having that kind of flexibility.
So he highlights not having to pay a fee as a benefit. When you have money in a 529 or an ESA, you don't use it for higher education. How do you get the money out? Well, now, it wasn't the case back in 2012 when these videos were produced. Now you can take the money that is in a 529 that goes unused, and instead of rolling it over to a family member, you can roll it over to a Roth IRA as described in the Secure Act 2.0. Parents, this means that you can no longer really oversave in a 529 for college because unused funds can go right to your child's retirement with Roth dollars that are going to grow tax-free. And if you're investing in an ESA because you like the flexibility of being able to choose whatever fund you want to invest in, well, you can roll an ESA into a 529, and then that 529, after your child's done with higher education or not going to college, they can just move it into a Roth IRA. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I don't want you to just take my word for it. A couple years after those videos were produced, Business Insider released this article. It's called "The Only College Plan That's Also Life Insurance is a Bad Investment." If we scroll down in the article, we're going to find these two paragraphs, and I'm going to read them to you before we go to Gerber's website. Despite the name, the Gerber College Savings Plan doesn't offer state tax deductible contributions or the ability to withdraw and spend funds on college expenses tax-free. These are benefits you get with a traditional plan, like a 529 or an ESA. This plan is more of a forced savings account, as the actual payouts offer very little gains. Business Insider continues saying that the 529 plans are remarkably flexible. State-sponsored savings accounts with tax benefits. They're generally the default savings option recommended by financial planners. They are a better option than life insurance. And this is how the Business Insider article ends. Plus, the guarantee of the Gerber plan's cash value is contingent upon monthly premium payments like other insurance plans. In contrast, 529s do not regulate how much or how often you must contribute beyond large-scale contribution limits, and they never expire. If you open a 529 savings plan and contribute to it once, the account's beneficiary gets that money for college no matter what. Now, going back and referencing the life insurance policy again, most people can easily do better on their own, and a lot better, by hiring a financial advisor to help, or even just taking the equivalent of the premium and plopping it into a 529 without even investing it in anything under that 529, just putting it in there, because none of it's getting eaten up by insurance premiums. Next, if we go to the Gerber Life Insurance College Plan page on Gerber's website, there's a little FAQ section. This time there are only 3 questions. It's really interesting. What is the rate of return? That's the first question. The rate of return varies depending upon your specific policy, its duration, and billing frequency. For further details, call them, so you don't know how much your money's growing when you're on the plan. Next, what happens if I stop paying? How much would I get? The amount you'd get back depends on when you stop paying and surrender your policy. If you are past the policy's midway point, for a 10-year policy, the midpoint is about 5 years, you would get back all the money you paid in. What about taxes? The Gerber Life Insurance College Plan will generate some taxable income. Gerber Life Insurance will send you a statement, Form 1099, to file with your taxes. This part of the website just straight up tells you that there is no tax benefit to using the Gerber College Savings Plan. Now, this is where we get into the lawsuit territory. We have a whole life insurance policy that is advertising itself as a way for you to save for your child's college. In my opinion, because children do not generate an income that needs replaced by life insurance, the purpose of a life insurance policy for a child is a little more ambiguous, and the marketing around it makes it even more confusing. And that's why this lawsuit got filed in 2020. This is a Ring of Fire video covering the lawsuit.
Scott, I grew up on these commercials. The Gerber Life Grow-Up Plan, the Gerber Life College Plan. And I'll admit, once I had kids, I thought, you know what, maybe this is the type of thing I should look into. Maybe it's something I should do. And if this lawsuit is telling us the truth, which we have no reason to necessarily doubt it, I'm very glad I didn't do that, because these plans might be essentially worthless.
I paused it because the video that I'm going through shows a Top Class Actions article called Gerber Class Action Says Savings Plans Have Zero Value. If you're curious enough to read that article, I'll link it in the description below.
A lot of people are putting their money into these plans, and according to this class action, they're getting nothing out of it, or very little. It's gotten to the point now where it's not just a Gerber Grow-Up Plan where people think that they're putting this money in. Well, if they put their money in for the Grow-Up Plan for this nest egg, and they paid $260 in premiums, it's only actually worth $27.
Well, by the time my son's ready for college, that might not pay for a meal at the dorms. For our purposes today, there's not too much more to go through in the video other than the fact that you just need to know that the lawsuit is saying, hey, you advertised a college savings plan, I invested my money with you, and there's no money in there. I thought I was investing for my kids' college. I should easily have more money than what I put in, right? Why is there so very little in the cash value? The claim is that the advertisement was fraudulent because it was dishonest, allegedly. Well, only 1 year later, in 2021, there's a little brief here from the Westlaw Today website. It's today.westlaw.com. I'll link it below. And they have a little conclusion here about this lawsuit, saying the nest egg ads are misleading. We've covered those ads. We've listened to them. And every single one of those ads clearly stated that what they were selling was life insurance. I'm just going to read a little bit of what it says here. According to the opinion, the advertisements cited unambiguously described the policies as life insurance no less than 3 times and whole life insurance at least once. Each policy also featured a cash value that builds over time, as advertised, the judge noted. And while the term nest egg may be subjective, gauzy metaphor, it is not false or misleading to say that as premiums come in, the diverted cash value accrues, forms a reserve that is growing, a growing resource for the policyholder and beneficiary. Further, the fact that the product may be inferior to other financial products or carry less investment advantages does not make the defendant's marketing campaign fraudulent. Maybe Dave Ramsey would not recommend this vehicle to consumers. Nevertheless, formulating debate over comparative investment wisdom is a far cry from plausible allegation that the ads were false, fraudulent, or misleading. That was a lot of legalese, in my opinion, to say it's not fraudulent. The product is just wildly inferior. You bought an inferior product. You could have done better. And that's not criminal for someone to sell you a product that sucks. It's a free country.